What's up, you guys? Today we're gonna dive deep into this Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively huge case that is going on right now. In case you guys haven't been following this, Justin Baldoni is suing Blake Lively for $400 million, but only after she filed a claim against him for sexual harassment while on set. This is all in regards to the movie It Ends With Us, a movie about domestic violence, if you can believe that. Why is there sexual harassment on a set for a movie literally about domestic violence? I got texts, I got emails. I am so excited to share with you guys the facts on this case. But for now, there's three sides to every story: Blake, Justin, and the truth. I managed to poke several holes in both of their stories. We're gonna get into it today. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe, buckle up, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Blake Lively is speaking up after Justin Baldoni filed a lawsuit against herself and husband Ryan Reynolds over what transpired on the set of It Ends With Us and in the weeks following the movie's release. Lively's legal team is now responding, saying it's another chapter pulled from the abuser playbook. This is an age-old story. A woman speaks up with concrete evidence of sexual harassment and retaliation, and the abuser attempts to turn the tables on the victim.
So while on set filming It Ends With Us, Blake filed a legal complaint against her director and co-star Justin Baldoni for sexual harassment and retaliation. Blake claims that Justin's team created a smear campaign to make Blake look like she was the guilty one and she was the problem on set, but this only started after she filed a claim against him.
Actress Blake Lively filing a complaint against her It Ends With Us co-star director Justin Baldoni, accusing him of sexual harassment and trying to ruin her reputation. Allegations he denies. These are serious, and a lot of people are talking about this.
So after Blake made her complaint about sexual harassment, Justin Baldoni's team hired Melissa Nathan's firm, the agency group PR, to formulate a social manipulation campaign designed to destroy Lively's reputation. It alleged that Nathan delivered a proposal that included creation of social fan engagement to go back and forth with any negative account. Justin Baldoni sent Melissa a text message saying, "Let's smear Blake the same way that Hailey Bieber was smeared, calling her a bully and a mean girl. This is exactly what we need." Melissa Nathan also represented Johnny Depp in the infamous trial between him and Amber Heard. Here are some text messages from Melissa Nathan. She says, "We can't write that we will destroy her. You know we can bury anyone, but I can't write that to him. I will. I'll be very tough." But for example, why was this interview released 5 months ago when this was 8 years ago that it was filmed? It seems like they're trying to paint Blake in a really bad light.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump? That same interviewer has been said to be linked with Justin Baldoni and his PR campaign. Even though she was just trying to be funny, she didn't do herself any favors here.
So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you and then we could.
But I still can't help but ask the question, why did all of these random interview videos with Blake Lively slandering her randomly pop up months ago when they were filmed years ago? Did a smear campaign have anything to do with it to paint Blake in a bad light? So Justin Baldoni is accusing Blake Lively of redirecting the negative press that she was getting from the It Ends With Us publicity. Justin's legal team alleges, but Blake Lively could not tolerate her publicly tainted image for even a moment, and further could not accept that it was entirely of her own making. She needed a scapegoat, and rather than admit and take accountability for her own mishaps, she chose to blame plaintiffs in a malicious and unforgivably public manner. She also claims that he invaded her privacy, entered her trailer uninvited. But this is contradictory to what Blake said to Justin Baldoni in a text message. "I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work out our lines," insinuating that she's comfortable with him. Who is telling the truth here? Here's what we do know. Blake filed a claim against Justin Baldoni back on December 20th. Baldoni is saying that Blake's claim is completely false. So that is why he is suing her for $400 million. Blake filed the complaint, and then 11 days later, Baldoni's team says she only filed a lawsuit because of public pressure.
Justin Baldoni's team claims she never actually intended to pursue but that she felt pressured by the public who was wondering, well, why doesn't she just file a lawsuit? So she had no choice.
No, you literally have to file a claim and then you have to get the green light to go ahead and file the lawsuit. Maybe before he accuses Blake of being publicly pressured to file the lawsuit, maybe all he had to do was just look online and find that yes, you do need to be given the green light in order to file a lawsuit. I'm just saying, if Justin Baldoni is trying to prove this case in front of the judge or the jury, that's hole number one. Shouldn't his legal team already know this? I mean, it only took me 2 seconds to look it up online. Justin Baldoni also claims that Blake Lively made the civil complaint public.
Made her California Civil Rights Department complaint public, which it usually shouldn't be.
And says that they're not usually public. However, once again, this is a hole in his story because the California records are public. Anybody in the world can go online and search this claim from Blake Lively.
It literally took me 2 seconds to find this on the public records.
Already, that's hole number 2. So he's trying to accuse her of doing these things, but they're literally legal in the state of California. Baldoni claims that Blake took over the production, that she was trying to change the wardrobe. So I really don't know why an actress is trying to control the movie and tell the wardrobe crew what she's going to be wearing as an actress, and she sent hundreds of photos to the wardrobe crew about what she wanted to wear. So Justin Baldoni gave in to Blake Lively's request to wear what she wanted to wear. However, this backfired on Baldoni from Sony by public perception that Blake's outfit choices were not conducive of the message of the movie. In this picture here, you're seeing Blake Lively not wearing anything underneath a blazer. So Baldoni said he had to talk to Blake Lively about this, the Sony backlash, and that he went into Blake Lively's trailer and had a discussion with her about what was appropriate for the wardrobe. Lively, on the other hand, is saying that Baldoni came into her dressing room, her trailer, unannounced and had a major outburst, was crying, and it went for hours and it held up the production. They had to wait hours for Justin to calm down. Now the infamous rooftop scene. So Blake Lively wanted to rewrite this rooftop scene. So Baldoni said, sure, I'll take what's in the book and I'll take your ideas and we'll mix the two together. Apparently, Blake didn't like this. She went silent on Baldoni for days. Fast forward to Blake Lively's penthouse with her husband, Ryan Reynolds, and Taylor Swift. They invited Justin Baldoni over. She even had Ryan and Taylor say, you should really go for Blake's idea for this rooftop scene. It's really good. Baldoni is saying that he was pressured by not only Taylor Swift, but Ryan Reynolds as well. I mean, no offense, but Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift don't really have a say. Like, Justin Baldoni is the director of the movie, so he could have said yay or nay, but he gave in to Blake Lively's wishes, he said, to keep the peace. It was only during the promotion of the movie, after it wrapped up and filmed, that Justin Baldoni and Sony found out that it was actually Ryan that wrote that rooftop scene.
And as you can imagine, Sony was definitely pissed. I mean, why was Ryan trying to contribute to the movie? He wasn't even in it or a director. Even the production team had no idea that Blake had gotten Ryan to write that scene.
So by agreeing to change that one scene, Justin Baldoni says that Blake Lively tried to take over the entire production.
So much that even another producer said, are you listening to this? She's fixing the script. I think Angie's advice was actually wrong. Blake is now directing the movie. This is bad. Another editor said, I want Blake to feel like she's getting what she wants so we can move on from this need of hers. For the record, she's been getting what she wants this entire movie, said Justin. To which the editor responded, you're definitely nicer than I am. Justin has bent over backwards for her for months on end. I don't think you should have to do that too. Either way, you should do what's best for you, not for her.
Blake is accusing Justin Baldoni of fat shaming. This stemmed from Justin Baldoni asking his personal trainer during a workout session, said, how much does Blake weigh? Because in one scene, he was gonna have to carry her. This got back to Blake and she took it as fat shaming. She even had Ryan Reynolds confront Baldoni about this, saying, what the hell is wrong with you? Don't ever comment on my wife's weight. But Justin Baldoni says he was only asking because he had really bad back problems and genuinely wanted to know what she weighed.
But Justin says that he was nothing but supportive of Blake's body. Justin Baldoni is saying that Blake purposely omitted these text messages to make herself look in a better light. A text from Justin to Blake says, "I want you to know you will look amazing. Anything you are insecure about, we will talk through and get creative together and make you comfortable." So Blake is accusing Baldoni of uninvited visits to her trailer. However, this text message here said, "I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work out our lines," insinuating that she was comfortable with him entering her trailer. Blake's relationship with Baldoni was so close that she even took photos of Baldoni holding her baby. So they were really close, and she even let him into the trailer while she was pumping. Justin Baldoni says there's even footage of Blake trying to change her own lines, her character's dialogue. Why was she trying to rewrite the lines? Blake even asked Baldoni for the raw footage of the video, which Baldoni says actors are not privy to editing the video. That is meant for the producer, the director, not for actors and actresses to have the raw footage before the movie's released. But again, he said he gave in to her and gave her what she wanted. So midway through filming, all of a sudden, Justin's team is faced with a 17 bullet point email from Blake's lawyer. Non-negotiable conditions, and if these were not met, that she was not going to return to set. So we're gonna dig into that right now. First demand was that she wanted an intimacy coordinator to be on set. This is in contrast to what actually was happening. There was an intimacy coordinator on set. There's proof that Blake didn't even want to meet with the intimacy coordinator. So Justin had to go to the meetings with the intimacy coordinator and then relay those messages to Blake. So why is Blake saying that there was no intimacy coordinator when indeed there's footage and proof that there was? Third point was no improvisation, altering from what was already in the scene. However, Justin Baldoni says that it was Blake that was kissing him off script and going in for way more kisses than there actually was in the actual scene. Another point she made was that no comments about appearance be made while on set. However, the exchange that was captured on camera shows that Blake Lively, while she's slow dancing during a video montage with Justin Baldoni, she laughs and says out loud that his nose is crooked and needs plastic surgery. So very much contradictory to what she's saying, how there should be no comments about appearance while on set, but yet she's doing it to Justin. All right, this next point was that Blake is claiming that Baldoni called her sexy and hot. Now, Baldoni is counteracting this and saying that Blake was wearing one of those big puffer winter jackets with her one piece underneath, and Baldoni asked her to take it off because it was 90 degrees that day. Now, keep in mind that Blake wanted to choose her wardrobe before this movie. Remember, she told Justin that she wants her wardrobe to be more sexy. So when she took off the coat, he said, "You look sexy." Blake's fifth point was no discussions of sex or nudity, including with spouse. What she's referring to is Justin Baldoni showed her a picture of his wife after she had just given birth, and she was naked in the photo. But Justin thought of it as I'm sharing with you an intimate moment. We're friends. I'm going to share with you a photo of my wife after she gave birth. Because Blake's a mother, so surely she would understand. To characterize this image that captures such a beautiful moment with their newborn baby shared with the consent of his wife for purposes of the film as a naked photo or worse, porn, is deplorable. During a sex scene with Baldoni, Blake says that she didn't want the scene to come off like a porn movie. And Justin Baldoni, having wrote 2 books in his past about toxic behavior of males, mentions that at 10 years old, he was exposed to porn, and surely he understands the toxic outcome of having a porn addiction and what it's done to him. So he expressed that to Blake Lively, like, no, it won't look like a porn scene. Trust me, I know what that looks like. Baldoni is claiming that Blake opened the door to that discussion, and he thought he was sharing something personal with her, but she took it and ran with it and twisted. Number 6 was that nobody enter her trailer. However, there is proof in that text message of her welcoming Justin Baldoni into her trailer while she was breast pumping. Number 7 was that she claims that she will not do a nude scene without a waiver. Now, Justin Baldoni's team said that they sent her a waiver several times, but she didn't sign it. Number 10 in this 17 bullet point clause says that there should be no retaliation against Blake for asking these things. But Lively claims that Justin and his team created a smear campaign. Blake Lively's attorney said, "This is an age-old story. A woman speaks up with concrete evidence of sexual harassment and retaliation, and the abuser attempts to turn the tables on the victim. In short, while the victim focuses on the abuse, the abuser focuses on the victim."
Her 16th point was that actors be hired only from talent agencies and not be personal connections. What she was referring to is that Justin Baldoni had one of his friends be the obstetrician in one of the birthing scenes. She says that this made her uncomfortable that his friend's hands were so close to her genitalia. Now, this counteracts like so much because Blake Lively's half-sister was in the movie. She's saying she doesn't want any personal connections to be acting in this movie, but yet her own half-sister was in the movie. Can't have it both ways. Justin Baldoni is saying that is the most disrespectful thing that she could have said about his friend, who is actually a known actor and has acted several times. He even suggests that it's creepy that his hands were near her genitalia during the birthing scene, that he's just some random guy off the street.
Lively's current complaint states she was alarmed when Baldoni introduced him as his friend and allowed him to play this intimate role in which the actor's face and hands were in close proximity to her nearly nude genitalia.
During the post-production phase is where more tension began. Now we get into what Justin Baldoni is calling extortion. So Blake Lively tried to control the movie. She allegedly said that she would use her influence with Sony and create her own edited version of this movie, which again, when you're an actress in a film, you don't get to do that. That's reserved for the director, Justin. So Justin says he just kept on giving in to Blake Lively's wishes, so Blake Lively did get to release her own trailer of It Ends With Us rather than his. I mean, she was threatening to walk out midway through production, and this movie cost $25 million to make, so he says he's just trying to keep her happy.
We gather stones, never knowing what they'll mean.
Justin's PR team says that Blake Lively tried to smear him in this New York Times article, which he said ruined his reputation and got him kicked out of his talent agency.
So allegedly, Ryan goes to Baldoni's talent agency and tells them to drop him as a client.
Ryan demanded that the agent drop Baldoni. His wielding of power and influence became undeniable. Baldoni and Wayfarer grew increasingly fearful of what Lively and Reynolds were capable of, as their actions seemed aimed at destroying Baldoni's career and personal life.
This talent agency definitely felt the pressure. Like, Ryan Reynolds and Blake have a lot of power. Why is Ryan doing the dirty work? Like, it's so weird to me. That's like me getting my husband to fight my job's battles. Like, it's kind of weird, right? So after this, Baldoni hired a crisis manager. You guys already know her. She is Melissa Nathan. She's known for her work in defending Johnny Depp against Amber Heard in that trial. Lively says he only hired this crisis manager to damage her reputation.
Articles like this, "Is Blake Lively set to be canceled?" started coming out, and you can see in the text messages that they are celebrating these articles. Melissa even says, "The majority of socials are so pro-Justin, and I don't even agree with half of them, LOL." Melissa even stated in another quote, "It's actually sad because it just shows you how people really want to hate on women."
Blake demanded that he not attend the premiere on August 6th. Baldoni managed to get Blake to agree that he comes for the movie, but she forced him to watch the premiere of the movie in an entire different theater, and then he was sent to the basement as she didn't want to be seen with him. Speculation took place during the premiere of this movie because Blake was featured with her husband Ryan on the red carpet, and a lot of people are like, where the hell's Justin? Like, why is Justin not taking photographs with the rest of the cast? Like, this is so weird. Baldoni is specifically suing Blake for interfering with the production in ways that violated her contract as an actress, depriving him of effectively directing and managing the film. He's also suing Ryan Reynolds for intentional interference with contractual relations, aka going to Baldoni's talent agency and telling them to fire him. That's like having an ex-boyfriend go to your boss's office and tell them that you were like a bitch in the relationship and that they should fire you. So where do we conclude, you guys? There's always three sides to every story. Ultimately, it's going to come down to the balance of probabilities, who has more evidence than the other. I'm definitely going to be following this case, so if you guys are just as interested in it as I am, then definitely hit that subscribe. I can't wait for future updates on this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.